Hey party people! So here's another edition of me talking to a camera. I know I was mainly wanting to focus on like job stuff, but I think, I don't know, I see no reason why I shouldn't like just talk about random things too. I just got done seeing Logan, the new like Marvel X-Men type movie about Wolverine getting old. And I won't really get into like any spoilers really, but I just want to say like I'm getting a little tired of just like all of the destruction and killing in movies. Like I get it, it's an action film, but I just feel like there could be a little bit more subtlety in these things. Like it's just I can only see so many people have like adamantium claws shoved into their head before I'm like God, like that dude probably had like a kid that he was working this job to like feed. And I get like, some of them are mercenaries or whatever, but there was like there were a couple of cops who got killed who were they didn't know they were like fighting mutants necessarily. Like they looked kind of terrified when they saw what all was going on. And at a certain point I think, they were just trying to do a job. Definitely in the whole movie you're on Logan's side, like you're with him, but I feel a little just tired of always going to these movies and just knowing I'm gonna just see a bunch of nameless people get murdered, and like their deaths don't really serve any purpose beyond like we need an action scene now. And it's cool seeing Wolverine jump around, and it's the first time you've really gotten to see him like not just bat stuff away with his claws, but actually like penetrate people with them, and like it looks cool. And it's fun to imagine like if you had that kind of power and you were fighting bad guys and indiscriminately getting to kill them. Like that's a fun fantasy. But I think I have another thing that I have trouble with is like when I watch these movies, I don't have superpowers, unfortunately. But so when I watch these films, there's always this part of me that's like, oh, I would be the guy getting killed here. I would not be the cool guy, doing backflips and stuff, chopping guns in half. I would be the guy who was like on the sidelines and got like caught a stray bullet or something because I don't have mutant healing powers, so I would just be dead. Or I'd be the guy who who sees like a dude and it looks like he needs help, and I like try to help him out, and then I get killed by association or something like that. Like that's where my mind goes. And I've just been doing a lot of thinking lately about death and how like it just I feel like we've gotten to be just so careless with it, where people will kill over a disagreement or over what they see as like a conflict over like resources or something, or like turf, or just because they don't like you. There's kind of two schools of thought, really. You either believe something happens after we die or you don't. And I kind of lean towards the if I don't really think anything happens, or if it does, it's nothing that's like gonna be consistent with our current experience of life. Like even if there is some sort of like life after death, it will be so wholly different from anything we experience here that what remains of our consciousness won't necessarily, it's not going to be like waking up after a heavy night of drinking and you're like kind of like, oh, where am I, like it's going to be something inexplainable. So knowing that, and knowing that there's even a chance that when the light goes off, that's it, the idea that anyone would send someone there early, just, it upsets me so much, because it's like, we're all gonna die. Every single one of us. It is inevitable. Unlike most things, like they say death and taxes can be avoided. Laws could be changed to where we don't have to pay taxes anymore. Death is inescapable. And that's heavy sometimes to really sit with that, and to know that no matter what you do, no matter who you have sex with, no matter what you believe, whether you're wrong or right, whether you're Democrat or Republican, whether you're from Malaysia, or you're from Kentucky, you will die. And everyone before us has died. And everyone who comes after us will die. And at some point, our sun will explode. And if there are still people left on the earth when that happens, they will die. And life may start again on another planet, and it might not. And there could be millennia, longer than that, where there is no life in the universe at all. There may never be life again. Like, we don't know. But so to treat it so callously, and to think that like death is a solution to disagreements, it just makes me sad, and I'm so tired of it. And I just like, I liked Civil War because the Captain America Civil War, because it felt like they were starting to kind of like deal with that a little bit. And Max, oh god, what's his name? The guy who he did the Wrestling's Not Wrestling, cool little 20-minute video that like kind of deconstructed wrestling. That guy, Max Landis. Max Landis had this really great thing where he was talking about how, like, Superman, like, isn't, like, you can't have him destroy a whole city and still be the hero. You can't have, like, the end of, like, Star Trek, the second one, the second new one, where, like, that whole ship just crashes into San Francisco. Like, how many millions of people would have died from something like that? Or at least like tens of thousands of people would die from a destruction like that. And then like the very next shot is like they're just back on a rebuilt Enterprise and everybody's fine and nobody has PTSD. And it's like, I'm tired. Like, that's not real. Like, I get it. It's a fantasy film in a setting that is outside of like reality, but these are still human beings who have feelings and emotions. And to act like you could just a little, I mean, okay, this is a bit of a spoiler, so if you don't want to know anything about Logan, don't watch this. But there's a kid in Logan who has powers similar to Wolverine's, and she's going around killing people, and it's like it's hard for me to imagine a 12-year-old girl with a body count, and who is thinking about, and who has to live with like the trauma of having taken lives. And without like full understanding of like why she's having to fight these people, and like all the machinations that led to that scenario even being a thing. I don't know, man. I just like, it makes me sad. It just makes me sad that's where we're at. That it's like, it's fine to play. We play video games where we just murder people. We watch movies where people just get murdered without any feelings about them. And then in real life, like, there are people who kill and like don't really seem to think much of it, and it's like, that fucking sucks, man. And I play these games. Like, I play these games. I watch these movies. Like, I do get some enjoyment from it, but it's getting to a point where I just feel tired of all the death, and it's like, that's why I'm starting to really love games like Stardew Valley, or Katamari Damacy, or anything like that, where it's like, you're not killing anything. You're just you're doing things. There's still challenges. There's still quests to go on, but none of those quests involve people dying, before natural causes would have taken them. And I like guns. Like, I've gone shooting with my friends. I know it's fun to shoot a gun. And in video games, like, there are some times where I crave like just picking up a sniper rifle and like picking off a couple of people. Or I love playing Resident Evil 4 because I can just mow down zombies all day long. But again, it just, there comes a point where it's like, does this have to be the majority of things that we do and watch and think about? I don't think it should be. And I definitely think that we need to start having better conversations about death, because it's going to happen, and I feel like we don't prepare ourselves enough for it. And then it comes, and we live in this world where like we act like it's never going to, it doesn't. It's just, it fucking bizarre, man. But anyway, so Logan, it was fun. It was shot well. It was a decent script. It was the acting was great. The little girl in the film was phenomenal. I thought she did a great job. The director really obviously did a lot of work building all of her skills and stuff, because she fucking nailed it. I always feel like kid actors, it's like, of course some kid actors are just fucking talented, but I really think that a good director can really make kids shine in ways. And and I feel like, when you see a kid in a movie and they suck, it's like, that's not the kid's fault because they're fucking kids. It's the director's fault because they didn't work with that kid enough. Anyways, it was a great movie. It's fun if you like movies where people are being badasses and blowing shit up and shooting and killing people. It's great for that. I wanted a little less of that and a little bit more story, but the story was fine. But it was the basic, like, people need to get from point A to point B, and people are gonna be and then they're gonna be chased the whole way. Like that's the story in a nutshell. It's like, can we get from here to here with the special package, and can we evade the people with more guns long enough? Whatever. So, all right, that's it. I'm gonna go. It's late. It's like 2:33, so I'm just gonna cut this up real quick and put it online. Thanks for watching.